Veronica EQ here for you. And today I wanted to go into something a little bit different, but so fun. And I was called to it. I was like, yes, let's do that. And that is actually about my experience in the wine industry before I started doing the work that I do, and how a lot of that information actually translates so incredibly well into the spiritual realm. I learned a lot from wine. So, for those who may not know, I was technically a sommelier before I worked in the emotional development intelligence realm in the spiritual realm. And I loved wine. I was incredibly passionate about it. And I was about a week away from taking my CSW when I had a mental breakdown saying, I don't think I can do this anymore. Which that's kind of a big deal to get your certification. But for anyone who needs to know, technically anybody who sells or pours wine, sometimes beer, but wine is a sommelier. So the follow-up question you want to ask is, are you certified? And that's usually with the court masters of sommeliers. But with wine, there's many aspects that translate into perspective with the spiritual realm, because anything can be an incredible teacher. And one of the big things I loved, absolutely loved, was just this awareness that wine in some ways is truly human history in a glass. When you hold that glass up and you're looking at it, or you're enjoying that glass of wine with dinner, if it's your thing, it may not be, but even if it's not your thing, there's an appreciation, like beer. Wine is part of human history back as far as we can tell. And the other side of things, it's also a damn drink. So keeping that in check, and I like that from a spiritual perspective, just because it's that reminder of we do have obligations and commitments that we need to be aware of. And how seriously do we take those things in life? Another way to translate that, our old souls tend to be a little bit more serious. I trained myself in, I have to do this too, and be frequently reminded of this. I was reminded like, hey, if it's not going on my headstone, I'm not going to worry about it all that much. There's only so much room, and a missed bill or a missed appointment or a whatever it is that we stress about is not going to go on your headstone. So let's have some perspective. So wine was a really great teacher in that way about creating perspective. So here, that is one of the many insights I got, but I just definitely wanted to share that one to start with you about how incredible wine can be, and recognizing its significance, and also in the human scale, and what it can mean for you. It's human history and a drink. Let's balance that out. So that's the first part of this series, is just how wine can create, or it created that perspective for me, and hopefully it helps you as well.